Good afternoon, everyone. How are things today in Racer Nation? All right. Well, things are looking pretty good today for the old gray mare today, aren't they? In this finest place that we know. It's my honor to stand in front of you today as we welcome back to the Racer family our 10th Athletics Director, Nico Yantko, and his family and everybody. Thanks to everyone, too, that's joining us on our live stream on YouTube at this moment as well. We know that there's a Racer Nation outside of the city limits of Murray, and we appreciate everybody that's here to welcome in Nico. So happy to have Marnie and Cheney here as well, the entire family, colleagues, former teammates of Nico are here today as well. And you can learn more about Nico's career. We've got some of our copies of our release that are floating around. You can go to goracers.com and just learn about how his time at Missouri and Louisiana shaped him and prepared him for coming here to be at Murray State today. I've always said, and I speak by experience here, that this place, Murray State University, has positively affected so many people who either came here to work or, like me, came here to play a sport and to be a student here. And this place kind of draws you in, and Nico's going to talk about that too, how this place prepared him for what he's about to do for us in our athletics department. So that we will have some time. We do have some media here. We're going to do a few questions after we're done, but then we will have some time for one-on-ones a little bit later. And I know everybody here wants to shake Nico's hand, tell him welcome to Murray State, and we'll have time to do that as well. So with that, we'll keep our program going here. Let's bring up our president, Dr. Bob Jackson, and he's got some words about this big day at Murray State University. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you all, and it's great to see everyone. And my duty is, as a lot of university presidents, there's a number of folks I want to recognize and to thank. And so bear with me for a few minutes, and I'm going to brag on Nico and his family and friends and colleagues that are here. But this is a homecoming of sorts, too. So you'll hear about that from Nico in a few minutes as well. And we're excited to have Nico and his family back here. And I'll recognize some of them just very briefly in a moment. Nico will talk about them in a lot more detail. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone in this room. Everyone here is an alum, a season ticket holder, a donor, a friend to Murray State University. And I appreciate all that you do for this great place. It means a whole lot to what we do and working with our student athletes. And we don't say thank you enough, and I wanted to simply say thank you first and foremost. It's our centennial. Now, who knew we were 100 years old, right? So we've been playing sports at Murray State for almost that entire time, 99 years to be exact. And we've been pretty good for a long time. And the years ahead, we're going to get a whole lot better. And we appreciate everyone's support in our centennial year. A lot is going on in our centennial year as we make a transition to the Missouri Valley Conference and the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Our student athletes, we may have a few here, but I'm going to say it anyway. Thank you. Welcome back to campus. So the last few days has been move-in days, the last few weeks. And so we're excited about the year ahead, and we're excited about all that's going on academically, athletically, and otherwise at Murray State. Coaches, assistant coaches, athletic administrators, our staff that are here with us today, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for not only being a great coach, but thank you for being a good mentor to our young men and women that we're responsible for at Murray State. Importantly, for the past several weeks, Senior Associate Athletic Director Matt Kelly has guided our Department of Athletics. Matt has a long history here He's done an excellent job. We appreciate all that he has done, and I want us to thank Matt. For the last several weeks, he has been running Racer Athletics. And I've talked to him 3 or 4 times a day about various matters, and Matt, we really appreciate you and what you do and what you will continue to do in the months and years ahead. We have a couple of a few other special guests here. We have a couple of regents, I think, that I want to point out. Mr. Leon Owens from Paducah is our vice chair of our Board of Regents. He's the CEO of Swift and Staley, a major supporter of Racer Athletics. Regent Owens, you could wave it right here on the side. Thank you. Dr. Melanie Schimberger, our faculty regent, I think is here somewhere. She was planning on coming. This is the first day of class. She does an excellent job, is a major supporter of Racer Athletics, and Regent Schimberger, we appreciate you and all that you do. There may be other regents here as well, and if I missed anyone, I apologize in advance in that regard. My wife Karen is right over here beside the mayor and Mrs. Mayor Gail and Bob Rogers. We appreciate you all being here. Murray State has no bigger supporters than Bob and Gail, and we appreciate all that you do for the university. Missouri Valley Conference Commissioner Jeff Jackson is here. Jeff has become he's become a great friend. And Jeff, I appreciate you being here. He's been in Murray, Kentucky more in the last several months than I can remember any commissioner being here, and we appreciate you here, being here and all that you do for this great university. Longtime University of Missouri Athletics Director Mike Alden is here, and I've talked to Mike a great deal over the last many weeks, and those of you who follow sports closely know Mike Alden, and he was a longtime Mizzou athletic director. Mike has 15 or 20 former assistants and former associate ADs that are now ADs in major athletic programs. They call them Alden's Army. So Nico is part of Alden's Army. And Mike, thank you. Thank you for being here. Nico's going to say a lot more about these individuals, but I want to point out our special guests. And Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics at University of Louisiana, who's been a great help to us as well, Dr. Brian Maggart is here. Brian, thank you. So for the last several weeks, I want to read these names off. So again, bear with me for a second. This is important to the university. We had a search committee that went through this process. So Coach Winder, how many days ago did we start this search process?
27 days, I believe.
27 days. This may be the fastest search ever at Murray State University in the history of, other than Coach Prohm's. I think his was 2 or 3 days, Coach. I want to read these individuals off who are part of this process and are important to all of us. Dr. Don Tharp, our chair of our Murray State University Board of Regents. Mr. Eric Krigler, a former chair of our Board of Regents and a Hall of Fame athlete at Murray State. Mr. Leon Owens, who we recognized earlier, our vice chair of our board. Marcus Brown, special assistant to the head men's basketball coach, Hall of Fame athlete here at Murray State. Scotty Crump from Dallas, retired executive, Parker Hannafin. David Dill, president and CEO of LifePoint Health in Brentwood, Tennessee. Harold Dorn, a retired bank president and vice chair of our Murray State University Board of Trustees. Tommy Draffin from California, our founder and chief executive officer of Audio Components International. I want to stop with Tommy, and I think he's watching. I really appreciate all that he does for Murray State and all that he does for Racer Athletics. He's in California, so it's 2 hours behind us. So we had some really early meetings, and those of you who know me know that I start fairly early. So we had some 7 o'clock calls. Well, if you do the 2 hours back, he was on the Zoom, on the phone call at 5 a.m. And Tommy, we appreciate you, and we appreciate Dr. Gene Wells Ray, who's also in Southern California, a member of this committee, who's a founder and CEO of GMT Ventures. Jackie Dudley, our Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services. Rachel Hagans, student athlete, star student athlete. We want to see her in the Olympics here very soon. She is a real star, and we're proud of Rachel and all that she does and represents for Murray State. Dr. Joey Humphreys, our Associate Dean, the Arthur J. Bauernfeind College of Business, and a former student athlete. She was a star golfer when she was here. Lex Mays, a former student athlete. David Taylor, the CEO of Taylor Motors, based here in Murray, Kentucky. Courtney Hickson, our Director of HR, and Jill Hunt, Senior Executive Coordinator to me and our office and to the Board of Regents. And we appreciate all those individuals. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm sure most of them are watching. So again, today is an exciting day for Racer Athletics. We're announcing our 10th AD in our history, our 100-year history. I've had the opportunity to interview and hire a number of individuals in my career. And Nico is one of the most passionate, hardworking, visionary athletic administrators that I know. He will bring that passion and energy here as we move to the next level and advance all of our programs. He's here with his wife Marnie and his daughter Cheney. You guys are going to love Cheney and Marnie. And Marnie and Cheney and the family, we all played golf. We got here early and we rolled golf balls around on the floor. So it brought back great memories for me. And there's a lot of other family and friends here that Nico will introduce in just a moment. But Nico's professional career is full of success and achievements. And during the past several years, he started gaining those invaluable experiences here at Murray State as a graduate assistant. Then he went on to NC State, University of Missouri, and University of Louisiana. I'm not going to read all of these accolades. I think all of his press release is in your chair. You'll see that. But there's not anyone more qualified to do this work and take us to the next level than Nico Yantko. And I'm proud of the relationship that I remember him when he was a student. Now, I didn't know him well, but I remember him as a student, and I've really got to know him well, and I appreciate all he is and what he's become as a young man in this profession, as a father and a husband. So let's give a big racer welcome as he returns home. He's a winner on the field and off the field in all areas. And at this time, let's give Nico a big round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson, for the very, very kind words and introduction. And I like that basketball jersey. Coach Prone, Coach Rochelle, I'm going to fill that out just fine for us, don't worry. But again, I do want to say thank you sincerely to Dr. Jackson. Didn't think I was going to be this emotional, but it certainly hit me right now at this point, seeing a room of a lot of familiar faces and some new ones here, okay? So bear with me as I work through that, and I'm certainly going to have a few thank yous because we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a lot of very special people. But thank you for bringing us home. This is a dream come true. And to be named the athletics director at Murray State is certainly something incredibly special. This opportunity is humbling, to say the least, considering how much this institution means to me and my family. Just like so many of you. Murray State is built on relationships, and with every special moment we share together, and we're going to continue to build that tradition of excellence. I can commit to that. There is no higher honor than to come back and serve in this position at my alma mater, our alma mater, in this role, and I could not think of a better place to raise our family, both Marnie and I, to come back home and to do that, okay? Our goal is to lead the next generation of Murray State student athletes to new heights of achievement and to increase the visibility of our entire institution through a highly successful athletics program. That's my commitment, okay? And I've been blessed to have some amazing people to help me along the way. So again, bear with me as I get through some thank yous here. First and foremost, I want to thank the Board of Regents for this opportunity and for the ability to spend a lot of time with you all and Dr. Jackson throughout this process. But it's certainly a very compelling vision, and I look forward to working with you and for you through this process and serving our young people. To the search committee, all of you, it was wonderful getting to know you through that process, and I just want to say I greatly appreciate your commitment to this process and to your service to this institution. Jeff Jackson, Commissioner Jackson, thank you very much for being here today. It was a pleasure meeting you earlier, and I look forward to working with you and your team throughout the next few years here and beyond, and continuing to build a better Murray State as a proud member of the Missouri Valley Conference. I want to thank Racer Nation for being here today. Yeah. That's right. It's great to be home, and I can't wait to work alongside each and every one of you to continue to accelerate the trajectory we're on as an athletics program and our proud institution. I want to thank the Louisiana leadership, Dr. Savoy and Dr. Brian Maggard. Thank you. What a 5 years it was to work alongside you, with you and Carrie. Let's stop looking at him now. What a special place, and its best days are ahead of it because of you. I want to thank Kevin Saul for his leadership with this department. I certainly understand and respect the accomplishments that were under his watch here. And next is another emotional one for me. To the big man in the back, Matt, thank you. And on behalf of every former student athlete that's walked through these doors the past 17 years, each of us owe you a very heartfelt thank you. So, Matt's going to be a key member of this team and our team, and I look forward to working with you every day, man. So thank you. And then here's the hard ones, okay? I wouldn't be out here today without my support system, and I'm lucky to experience it today with so many of them. Marnie, Cheney, hey. You're my why, and regardless of any title I have, the most important two I get to have is to be your husband and to be your dad. We recently found out we have another future racer on the way, so they look pretty dang good in blue and gold, I must say. So I made a promise to Cheney. She's obsessed with the horses lately since we've been to town. So a trip out to the West Farm is going to be good to go see Racer 1. So we're going to be excited for that. But again, I love you guys and wouldn't be here without you. To my parents, it's harder than I thought, guys. Thank you for the unbelievable sacrifices, and those I'll never know. But my mom took on a lot of different roles while my dad was serving a 21-year career in the Air Force to raise my sister and I. And, one of the most proud moments, I think, is when she was a teacher and when my dad served in the military for me and truly led me to this moment, because I value and I understand the importance of education and discipline through them. So thank you, guys. To my former teammates, no stories today, okay, first of all. But secondly, there's nothing like sweat equity. And I got a couple of them here today. Wade Peters up front here. They came in all the way from Kansas City to be here with Racer Nation today, and several others I know in the back, and Brock, and so many. But I'll say this. Thank you guys for choosing Murray State. Love you guys. Some others that helped preparing for this moment. Patrick Crawford, who's here in the corner, Cheryl Levick, President Joan Gamel from the University of Minnesota, and Billy Napier, head football coach at the University of Florida. And to Mike Alden, the true definition of a mentor. We're all a product of our experiences and have all been put in a great position at one point or another because someone believed in us, okay? And I couldn't be luckier to have that guy in my corner every single day. And you guys are going to see him around a lot. I promise you that. Because we're recruiting you down here to Murray to spend some time with us. I tell you that. But Mike, thank you. And can't thank you enough for all you've done for me and the opportunities you put me in to take advantage of. Everything I have in this life has contributed to three things. That's my family and support system. It's my work ethic. And it's Murray State University, okay? And let's get Murray State right here. I owe so much to this institution. As many of you know in this room today, I have to say thank you for believing me as a student athlete, and Dr. Jackson for believing me in this moment now. And I look forward to working closely to serving our coaches, our student athletes in this institution, and our community in a big way. This is more than a great job or the next step in a career, and I'll say it 100 more times, but this is blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm very proud to be a Murray State Racer. I'm excited for what we're positioned to do, and I know everyone in this room today knows, but let me affirm a few things here, that this tradition of excellence is only going to get better and better. But three things I'll leave you guys with today, and I'll wrap up my comments here quickly, is number one, we're going to be in alignment with Dr. Jackson's vision for this university, and we will operate in a consistent coordination with the president's plan. Because I know this, in my experiences, we are only as good as that guy right there, and that's my new boss, and we're going to follow along with what he wants to do in his plans here, and we're going to do it the right way. We'll provide a transformational experience for our student athletes, and we will sacrifice at nothing at doing that, to do that. Our student athlete experience, you'll hear me say this several times, but your experience when you walk on here from a recruit all the way until your retirement. So between the R's, from recruitment to retirement, this experience will serve you for that lifetime. And that is our commitment to you and myself, our administration, our coaches. We will make sure that we're doing that in the right way. You'll be prepared as champions, graduates, citizens, and certainly leaders. We'll pursue excellence in everything that we do. We're going to position our sport programs to compete for and win championships, right? That's every single one of them, okay? We're going to invest in recruiting and revenue generation. Certainly, I know we got a lot of work to do in those spaces, but we will be engaged with this community, and we'll have a very strong engagement plan for Racer Nation, both home and far, okay? We're going to invest in success, and coaches, I'm talking to you directly on this one. We're going to work with you very hard to work through what we need to do, prepare our student athletes to go and compete for those championships and to bring them home. We're going to innovate as a department. We're going to incentivize support, and we're going to inspire racers everywhere. And we'll learn the difference between transactional and transformational. And I promise you, we'll make sure that you guys are drawn back home, because this is a very special place. And as Dave said, the finest place we know. We got a lot of work to do, and we're going to wake up every morning with a purpose, and we're going to learn, we're going to improve, we're going to serve, we're going to lead, and we're going to compete. And I'll wrap up with this, but I'll say it again here, but we're going to maintain a meaningful connection to those who make growth possible. And that's the fans, that's players, both past, current, and future, and that's our community. This will be a top priority. From here, I'm going to share a quick timeline just so you guys kind of understand, where we're going and where we're going to be. And obviously, Marnie and I have some work ahead of us here. But we're going to finish out this week and settling in, hopefully connecting with some staff members and several of you within the community, and anything else Dr. Jackson and the team want us to do here. We're going to look for a house, too. That's going to be a top priority. Then we're going to head back to Louisiana, get some things settled up there, make sure we leave it the right way. And I promise you, Brian will do that. But look, we're chomping at the bit to get back here. So my plan is to arrive at the latest early September to make sure we're here, boots on ground, ready to roll for the start of football season. And then from there, it's off to the races, as we know. But again, we're so grateful for this opportunity to be part of our athletics program. We appreciate your trust you put it into us to take on this leadership role and help lead this team, because trust me, I know it's not going to be me by myself, okay? And from there, this is more than a great job. This is home. Go Racers.
Nico, if you want to just stay up here. We're going to have just a couple of questions from our media that's here, and then I know everybody here wants to say hello to Nick and his family, and we'll get going on this. So, our first question back here in the back, Adam.
Adam Wells with WPSD. Because of the relationships that you have with people already here at Murray State, how easy do you think it's going to be for you to build more relationships with these coaches and student athletes because you've been here before and walked these halls?
Relationships, we're in a relationship business, and it doesn't stop within just the borders of these walls. We're going to be out in the community every single day. But first and foremost, we're certainly going to be aligned with our head coaches. Our student athletes are going to know me. Trust me, I'm going to beg you to go to breakfast and spend a ton of time with you, because I want to learn how we can continue to evolve and enhance their experiences. And then it's my job to get in the community and make sure that we're telling this unique story, because we have a very special story to tell here, okay? And we're going to get in front of as many people as possible. So there's no borders to where these relationships will stop and end, and we'll continue to be diligent through that process to ensure that we're inspiring racers everywhere.
Thanks, Adam. Right here in front.
John Wright, Murray Leisure Times. It's good to see you.
Thanks, John.
I'm going to go with an idea that someone gave me to give you. What are you going to try to do in your first 100 days?
Keyword is engage, and I'll leave it at that. But we're going to have a really strong plan, and I've actually shared this with Dr. Jackson, that we're going to make sure that we're forward-focused and forward-leaning in everything we do. I'm getting here at a great time to observe and to listen and watch, and I'll be doing a lot of listening and watching my first 100 days, from everything from the fan base and our donors to learn more about your experience. Trust me, we're going to ask you, who your friends are and who we're not talking to throughout that process. We're going to sit with our head coaches and our student athletes, and we're going to make sure that I understand everything from the sun up to sundown in the student athlete experience, and understanding where those resources may need to be pulled from and to make sure that we're doing the right things there. We're going to spend a lot of time with our head coaches, and for me, I want to learn everything, what the recruitment process looks like, what our path is when we get recruits to our campus. Because here's the thing, I know this, once you get people to Murray, Kentucky, it is really hard to leave, okay? And we're going to make sure that is an experience like none other. So we're going to work closely with them and understanding the resources that they're going to need. And then from there, look, I learned this a long time ago from the gentleman up here. You cannot do this job from behind the desk, and I will be out on the road. And I also know this, Brock Rodecki knows this really well. I also didn't stay in the pocket very long, so you guys understand I don't sit down much. So we're going to have some fun.
As a matter of fact, I don't think that photo I had in the paper today had you in the pocket. You were outside.
So we're going to have some fun, and I'll be quick to call and text, and I want to say thank you in advance for opening your doors and allowing us to come see you and spend a lot of time with you. And the goal, again, is to get out and engage as many people as possible in these first 100 days so that we can really evaluate our current plans and evaluate where we're going next, because I'm excited for what's next to come here for Murray State.
All right, let's hear it for Nico Yantko, Murray State's new athletics director. So that will conclude our program, and everybody wants to say hello to the family, and we'll stay as long as we need to for any kind of pictures you want, and go Racers.